Picture this. You are driving on a perfectly clear morning. Music on, journey going smoothly, not a care in the world. Then blue lights flash behind you. You pull over, completely calm, because you have done nothing wrong. The officer walks up to your window and asks for something you assumed you never needed to carry. And just like that, your morning turns into a nightmare. A £300 fine, 6 points on your license. And the worst part? It was all completely avoidable. Today, I am going to make sure that never happens to you. Stay with me, because what I am about to share could save your license, your money, and your reputation on the road. Welcome back. And if you are new here, this channel is all about helping UK drivers stay safe, legal, and ahead of the rules that the DVLA and the police will not always remind you about. Today's video is one of the most important ones I have ever made, because thousands of drivers across the United Kingdom are unknowingly breaking the law every single day. Not because they are reckless, not because they are dangerous, but simply because they do not know what they are legally required to carry in their vehicle at all times. The roads in this country are governed by some of the strictest traffic laws in the world. And while most drivers know the basics, speeding limits, drink driving laws, seatbelt rules, there is a whole category of requirements that sits quietly in the background, waiting to catch you out the moment you are pulled over or involved in an incident. We are talking about items, documents, and equipment that UK law either directly requires or strongly expects you to have on hand, and the penalties for not having them can be severe. We are talking fines starting at £100 and stretching up to £300, penalty points ranging from 3 to 6 on your licence, and in some cases, your vehicle being seized on the spot. So, let us get into it. Here is what every UK driver needs to carry right now. The very first thing, and arguably the most important, is your driving licence. Now, before you roll your eyes and think you already know this, let me explain something that many drivers get completely wrong. You do not legally have to carry your physical driving licence with you while driving in the UK. That is technically true. However, if you are stopped by the police and you cannot produce it at the roadside, you will be issued a Hort 1, which is commonly known as a producer. This gives you 7 days to present your licence at a police station of your choice. If you fail to produce it within those 7 days, you can be charged with failing to produce a driving document, and that carries a fine of up to £1,000. Most people assume this only applies to new drivers. It does not. It applies to every single person behind the wheel, regardless of how long you have been driving. The smartest thing you can do is keep a photo of your driving licence on your phone as a backup. But better still, carry the physical card with you every time you get in the car. It takes up less space than a bank card, and it could save you an enormous amount of stress. Next up is your vehicle insurance certificate. Again, you might be thinking, I have insurance, I know I have insurance, surely that is enough. But knowing you have insurance and being able to prove you have insurance are two very different things in the eyes of the law. If you are involved in an accident or stopped by police, you may be asked to prove your cover. While the motor insurance database exists and officers can check it electronically, there are still situations where having a physical or digital copy of your certificate can make the difference between a smooth roadside stop and a complicated legal process. Driving without insurance is one of the most serious traffic offences in the UK. The fixed penalty is £300 and 6 points on your licence, and if the case goes to court, there is no upper limit on the fine, and you face a discretionary disqualification. Always have your insurance details easily accessible. Screenshot it on your phone. Keep a printed copy in the glove box. Make it easy to find. Now let us talk about your MOT certificate. If your vehicle is over 3 years old in the UK, it requires a valid MOT. Driving without one is a criminal offence. The fine is up to £1,000. And here is where drivers often make an error of judgment. They assume that because they know their MOT is valid, or because they can look it up online using the DVLA checker, that they have nothing to worry about. But the issue arises when there is any confusion at the scene, when systems are slow, or when an officer cannot immediately verify your vehicle status. Keeping your MOT certificate in your car, even just a printed or photographed version, means you can resolve any doubt immediately. It is a simple step that protects you from unnecessary delays and complications. Here is one that shocks a lot of drivers: a warning triangle or hazard equipment. While this is not strictly a legal requirement under current UK law, the way it is in several European countries, there is an important nuance here that drivers regularly miss. Under the Highway Code, Rule 274, if your vehicle breaks down or you are involved in a collision, you have a duty to warn other road users. Failing to take reasonable steps to warn approaching traffic can be considered negligent, and in serious cases, it can contribute to further accidents for which you may be held partially liable. A warning triangle, reflective vest, or emergency warning lights are inexpensive pieces of kit that sit in your boot and do nothing until the moment they become absolutely critical. If you drive on motorways at any point, this is not optional in a practical sense. The hard shoulder and smart motorway rules have changed, and the consequences of a breakdown without proper warning equipment can be catastrophic. This one is especially important right now, given how road safety legislation is evolving. A first aid kit. Again, not a strict legal requirement in the UK at the time of recording, but here is the reality. If you are involved in an accident and someone is injured, you have a legal obligation under Section 170 of the Road Traffic Act 1988 to stop and give your details, and where someone is injured, to render assistance where possible. A basic first aid kit in your vehicle allows you to take meaningful action in those critical minutes before emergency services arrive. Bleeding, shock, and airway obstruction are the three biggest causes of preventable death at accident scenes. A kit that costs less than £15 from any major retailer could genuinely save a life. And from a legal standpoint, demonstrating that you took reasonable steps to assist can be a significant factor in how any subsequent proceedings are handled. Let us move on to something that is legally non-negotiable and where fines are handed out every single day across the UK. Your vehicle registration document, more commonly known as the V5C or logbook. You do not need to carry this while driving. However, you absolutely must have access to it when required. If your vehicle is stopped for inspection, or if there are questions about whether the vehicle is legitimately yours, you will need to produce it. More importantly, the information on your V5C must be up to date at all times. If you have moved house and not updated your address on the V5C, you can be fined up to £1,000. This is one of those administrative tasks that drivers put off repeatedly until the moment it comes back to bite them. For those of you who drive with glasses or contact lenses, this next point is crucial: your corrective eyewear. Under UK law, if your driving licence requires you to wear glasses or contact lenses while driving, and you are caught without them, you can receive a fine of up to £1,000 and up to 3 penalty points. Some drivers leave their glasses at home, thinking they will be fine for a short journey. Others forget their contact lenses on an early morning drive. But the law does not make exceptions for distance or duration. If your license has that requirement, you must comply every single time you sit behind the wheel. Now, let us talk about something that most drivers overlook entirely until they are stuck on a winter road at midnight: an emergency kit for your vehicle. While carrying an emergency kit is not a legal requirement in the UK, what is legally expected is that you are able to keep your vehicle maintained and roadworthy at all times. This means having the basics to deal with a flat tyre, a dead battery, or an overheating engine. A spare tyre or run-flat kit, a tyre inflator, jump leads or a portable battery pack, a torch, and a phone charger are all items that can turn a stranded nightmare into a manageable inconvenience. Police can and do issue fixed penalty notices for vehicles that are clearly unroadworthy, and a flat tyre with no means of resolution on a busy road puts you, other drivers, and emergency services at risk. And finally, for those of you who travel to Europe, even occasionally, this section is for you. A GB or UK sticker if your number plate does not display the GB or UK identifier, a reflective jacket, a warning triangle, a spare set of bulbs, and a breathalyzer are all legal requirements in France and several other European countries. Many UK drivers travel to the continent without these items and face fines at the border or during roadside checks. And with cross-channel travel becoming more popular again, this is a risk that is simply not worth taking. Check the specific requirements for each country you plan to drive through. Print the list. Pack accordingly. Let me bring this together for you, because I know it can feel like a lot. The truth is, the vast majority of what I have covered today costs very little to sort out. A quick reorganization of your glove box, a screenshot on your phone, a small kit in your boot. These are not major investments. They are minor actions that create major protection. The drivers who get caught out are almost never reckless people. They are ordinary people who simply assumed they were fine. And that assumption is exactly what the law does not care about. Here is what I want you to do right now. Before you close this video, before you put your phone down, before you go to bed tonight, go to your vehicle, open the glove box, check your insurance documents are there, check your MOT is valid, make sure your driving license is either on your person or photographed on your phone. Take a look in your boot and think honestly about whether you have any emergency equipment. And if you wear glasses for driving, make sure they are in the car with you every single time. These are the steps that take 5 minutes and can save you hundreds of pounds, multiple penalty points, and in some circumstances, a great deal worse. If this video helped you today, please give it a like. It genuinely helps this channel reach more UK drivers who need to know this information. Share it with a friend, a family member, anyone you know who drives regularly in the UK, because chances are at least one person in your life is driving around right now without something they should have. And if you have got questions, drop them in the comments below. I read every single one and I will do my best to answer them. This community is growing because of people like you who take road safety seriously, and I appreciate every single one of you for being here. Subscribe to my channel so you never miss a video like this. New content goes out regularly, covering everything from UK driving law updates, to vehicle maintenance tips, to how to handle police stops, and much more. Hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and I will see you in the next one. Stay safe out there and keep driving smart.